Found out my wife is cheating on me. This is probably going to be long. I'm not looking for advice or anything. I just need to tell someone. I will start by saying I am not 100% faultless in this. I could have been better or done more. Here's some of the backstory to the important info. Me, 35 male. My wife, 35 female, older sister passed away in December 2019. She had lots of health problems, but obviously, no one expected her to pass away. My wife was 8 months pregnant with our daughter at the time. We had just recently moved into a bigger house. Her parents were in the process of moving to be closer to us to help with our kids, and then COVID hit in March, so she never got a chance to properly mourn or grieve her sister. Here is my ultimate mistake that led to our undoing. My wife and her sister did not have a good relationship. They always fought, and anytime my wife talked about her, it was about something she did that drove my wife crazy. The relationship started to get better when our first child was born in 2018. Her sister was trying to get better to be a good aunt. She had a lot of mental health issues as well as physical health issues. But the relationship was never at a point where you could call it good. Obviously, the loss of her sister was incredibly difficult for my wife and her family, and I was supportive and did everything I could when it first happened. As the years went by, my wife never brought her up except around her sister's birthday and the anniversary of her passing. I would be supportive in those moments, but I never brought her up or checked in with my wife about her throughout the year. My major mistake. My mistake was that because they didn't have a good relationship and she never brought her up, I didn't think she was struggling as badly as she was. This past December went by, and my side of the family scheduled our Christmas get-together on the anniversary of her sister's passing. My wife told me this day was not a good day for her, and I told to my family, but they said it was the day that worked best for everyone else, and I didn't fight it. A great regret of mine knowing what I know now. After that day, my wife slowly got more and more distant from me. We had great sexual chemistry, averaging probably 4 to 5 times a week. It stopped immediately. When I asked what was going on, she said she was really struggling with her sister's passing this year and wasn't feeling sexual. I completely understood and never pressured her or pressed it any further. But we were also just a very physical couple, always hugging, kissing, holding hands, cuddling on the couch, and falling asleep cuddling each other. Over the next week or two, that all dried up as well. She stopped wearing her wedding ring and she stopped saying that she loved me, even after I would say it to her first. She just became extremely distant, and anytime I would initiate a serious conversation about what was going on between us, she would say it was just her trying to work through her own personal issues with her sister. She would assure me that it wasn't an us thing and that she was just battling her own demons right now. I would offer her any and all support I could give, but she wouldn't open up to me about her sister or what she was going through. I would beg her to talk to me, but she just said she couldn't or wouldn't. That was my January. By February, it felt like we were just co-parenting roommates. We barely talked. Any talking we did daily was awkward surface level small talk. I would ask her how her day was, how work was, and how her hobby, axe throwing, was going, and got basically one-word answers. Maybe once a week, I would ask her to sit with me and have a serious talk. I knew she was dealing with her sister still, but it became very apparent that it was an us problem. Any serious talk we had started with good intentions and me begging to be let in, but would devolve into blaming each other for the way things were. During this, I found out that a guy she used to know before we met came into her work early in the new year. She said they had a talk and he pointed out that she looked sad and like she was struggling. She just broke down, sobbed, and opened right up to him about what was going on with her. She told me that for some reason, it was easy for her to open up to him and talk to him, despite me begging to be the person she opened up to. He was helping to look after a new dog my wife brought home. She works at a veterinary hospital. The dog was a puppy and was crazy and destructive in our house. Between both of our schedules, we weren't able to get the puppy out for the exercise and stimulation she required. He offered to take her, the puppy, and we were doing a time split kind of thing with the dog, but it meant she was seeing this guy John 2 to 3 times a week, dropping the dog off and picking her up. She started staying out late and was barely around the house anymore. When I asked about it, she would say she needed space. I should also note that at the end of January, beginning of February, she started sleeping in our spare bedroom, saying she just needed more space. Every alarm in my body was going off about this guy and this situation. Our relationship was very strained at this point, and I didn't want to add accusations of cheating into the mix. So, naively, I didn't ask or press it. More weeks of this went by. A year ago, I asked for a referral from my doctor about getting a vasectomy, and at the beginning of last week, I got a call that they could do it this past Friday. My wife was given a gift for her birthday for us to go do a thing called Chef in the Bush, where you hike out to some spot in the woods and a chef cooks you a 5-course meal. I told her that with the procedure on Friday, I obviously wouldn't be able to go hiking in the woods on Saturday. She immediately asked if she could just bring a friend instead of canceling. She said she was going to bring this other friend, Jenny, who was going through some things of her own. I said no problem, although my mind was spiraling, thinking she was actually bringing John. She goes on this excursion and is gone all day, not getting home until 7 p.m. When she gets home, I ask her all about it, and she weaves quite a tale about everything she and Jenny did and ate and how it was so awesome. She plugs her phone in and goes for a shower. I have never been the snooping type, but I felt absolutely compelled to check her phone. There it was, all of it. Not even trying to hide it in her phone because she knew I never went through it. Over a month's worth of messages between them, telling each other how in love they were, along with all sorts of photos together over the past month. Kissing, cuddling, and holding hands. Nothing X-rated, but that didn't matter. My hands started shaking uncontrollably and my heart was racing. My worst fear come true. I immediately confronted her when she got out of the shower and she admitted to it. I asked if they had slept together, which she denied, but I obviously think she is lying about it. After the fact, I found out that the guy I used to work with was actually an ex-boyfriend, a fact she conveniently left out when she first told me about him. Back when they worked together, he was married and she was single. They had an affair that ruined his marriage. I should mention he is 10 years older than her. Now he is single and she is, was married and they've had, or maybe are still having, an affair that has ruined our marriage. This happened 2 days ago and I just feel so low. 10 years of my life, I don't want to say wasted because it gave me my 2 children, whom I love more than anything, but for lack of a better term, wasted. Now the thought of having to start over again is just so shitty. I thought I had it, the perfect life, and it's all gone. The thing that absolutely tears my heart out, though, is the thought that now I will only get to see half of my small children's childhood, half the holidays, just half of their lives. It makes me cry every time I think about it, including right now. I know that was long, but I needed to get it out. If you are still here reading this, I thank you for your time. I will now read some of you guys' comments of Party Appointment 71. It's not about her sister, it is about her choices. This is her ex, and her sister is an excuse. Heads up, focus on your kids and yourself. She ignored you and now it is time, besides co-parenting, to ignore her. Lil Procrastinator 3. Man, exactly. OP, you did nothing wrong. The sister part is an excuse for herself. You were the best to her. So do not blame yourself. The important thing is to be there for your kids. You are a great father as I understand from the post above. And be strong, I hope time to bring you the best. K938, and fight like hell for the majority of the custody. If she's still so traumatized by her sister's death that she'll destroy her family, it's a bullshit excuse, but she's made that bed and can lie in it. She's clearly in no place to be responsible for small children. Jackster, this is the type of thinking that harms kids. Being a bad spouse is not the same as being a bad mother or father. As you said, it's a BS excuse, and you are advocating using the kids to punish her. Relative Culture 175. Let her go, she will regret it in time. Realize what she had and want it back, and by that time it'll be too late. Life gets easier, and although it hurts now, later you will know why this happened. Fish 404. It doesn't matter if she regrets it. OP just needs to heal for himself and not worry nor concern himself about what she is feeling. He and his kids are the focus now. Usual Stress 7058. This is so true. We always hope they regret it, but by that time they usually do and we don't even care anymore. The Emotional Man. Doubt it, but just let her go, even if she doesn't. For Assistance 4410. Do not blame yourself. This is on your wife. No matter what the situation may be, it's never an excuse to cheat. Good luck with everything. Bulletproof 1999. Leave her. She will eventually come back, but I say leave and enjoy the day when she comes back graveling. Sorry, this happened to you. Rude Rays 7498. You did nothing wrong, OP. You have done yourself a disservice in this post by pointing out non-existent faults on your part that have led to your wife's betrayal. The truth is, you're not at fault for your wife's infidelity. She is 100% at fault. Do not leave your home, get some legal advice. Don't think of the big picture right now. Focus on only those 2 things. Once you've sought legal counsel, speak to your wife about what you have discovered and ask what her intentions are. Your marriage has effectively been over for some time. It's just time to formalize it. Therefore, Popcorn Rue. You're not somewhat to blame here at all. You come off as a loving and supportive husband. She is at fault here 100%. She should have opened up to you about her situation with the sister earlier, and she should have sought grief counseling to help her through it. She cheated. You didn't make her cheat. You didn't push her to cheat. Let her go. I would seek an attorney and file for divorce first based on infidelity. She can move out. Adultery will dismiss a lot of alimony cases and shine a light on your direction in divorce court. Try not to involve the kids in the drama. Definitely don't badmouth her to or around them. It's not their fault. Hang in there, and I'm sorry you are going through this from one loving husband to another. Keep your head up. You've done absolutely nothing wrong.